Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening everyone. Today I'm going to be playing the Tier 9 Premium Cruiser, the Azuma, which is available for 1 million free XP, or 19,200 doubloons I think, but we'll take a look at that later. So yeah, this is the Azuma for the fresh look, because people have asked me to cover every Tier 9 if possible that's currently available. So I'm going to be covering, of course, so I covered the Tulsa and the Groningen so far. At least I'm going to try cover the free XP ships. So I'll be trying to cover Azuma and A-Gear by the end of this week. So this is the A-Gear, this is the Azuma video, of course, here as you can see. Let's start off with the armor layout here. We have 25mm nose armor, no icebreaker. We have 27mm deck armor, 27mm side armor, and 25mm aft armor. So if we take off this armor and take a look at the citadel, as you can see, it sits pretty high above the water, so it is relatively easy to hit, so you're gonna have to be pretty careful when you play this thing. It is pretty high in the water, so you have to be really careful when you play the Azuma, and that's one of the main weaknesses of the Azuma, actually. It's armor layout, of course. But let's move over to commander build. We have grease the gears, gun feeder, priority target, superintendent, survivability expert, concealment expert, adrenaline rush, and top grade gunner. In terms of my equipment, I have main battery mod 3, concealment system mod 1, prop mod 1, aiming system mod 1, damage control system mod 1, and main armaments mod 1. Of course, if you want to make it a bit better, you could run the spotter plane mod, and you could run the Hydra mod if you wanted to, but I don't think we're going to need the spotter plane mod because we already have 19 kilometers of gun range for a tier 9. So that's pretty much it. In terms of the camo, this is what we have. We have the stock camo, which is this one, which in this port doesn't really show too well, but here it is. And then the alternate, we have this one, which is a more greenish, whitish. I don't know how to describe it really, but this is the alternate. Yeah, of course you can run any camo you want now because of that, but yeah. So I think we should go into a game in the Azuma. Alright, so here we are in a tier 10 game, but we do have a fair amount of tier 9s and 3 tier 8s, so it's not too bad. But it is obviously a tier 10 game. This is the Azuma. So let's start off by reading the statistics here. As we can see, we have 62,400 HP. We have a 17.6 second reload with a 5.1k HE alpha, 29% fire chance, and 52 millimeters of pen. We of course have 310 millimeter guns. One thing which is actually pretty interesting. One second. Okay, so one thing which is really interesting about the Azuma actually is the heal. As you can see, the cooldown on the heal is 38 seconds, which means it's like a Georgia or a Gascon or a Massachusetts or an Ohio heal where it cools down really quick, right? So that's kind of your nice thing about the consumables is your heal, because it cooldowns, its cooldown is really quick, and well, you can get more of them off relatively quickly, and you're gonna need that because you're gonna take a lot of damage unless you play really far away, which of course you have to. But if you do have to play aggressive, you know, that's gonna help you out because the cooldown's so quick. The heal of course heals around 11, almost 11k HP, but 10.4k HP. And that's pretty much it for the statistics, except for your concealment is 11.9 kilometers. 11.9 kilometers, so not too bad. So yeah, so we're going to go to the C cap here, I think. Of course, oh yeah, it goes 35.7 knots, which is actually pretty fast. I have to be careful of this lion. Now, a thing like a lot of people say, including myself, is, oh, you know, like, Azuma's pretty boring. And to me, it kind of is pretty boring. I mean, you can obviously get Yoshino at tier 10, which is still boring, but at least you get the torpedoes, you get slightly better armor, and you get quicker gun reload. I think you get more gun range. I mean, obviously, it just barely increased, but honestly, for tier 10, Yoshino, I think, is better than Azuma for tier 9. But yeah, so Azuma, why is it like boring, I guess? Well, I mean, it's just kind of like an HE spammer cruiser, right? I mean, that's all it does, and the reload's really slow. The HE is really good, obviously, it's very good. The alpha's high, the fire chance is high, the pen is high, pretty much do whatever you want with the HE. Let's try to shoot this destroyer for salvo. See, oh, he beached and we missed everything. Waste of a salvo. Cool. Yeah, let's get pre-kited. Going to shoot the GK, maybe set him on fire. That would be really nice. It's kind of it though. You have to play like a kiting playstyle in Azuma because the armor is so bad. As we saw in port, it literally has 25mm nose armor and ass armor. That's really bad. 25mm is really, really bad. You have to keep in mind. That means you get overmatched by 380mm guns, right? So, of course, in the middle you have 27mm armor, but that means you get overmatched by 406s. So, that's pretty bad, to be honest with you. That's kind of the main weakness. As I said in port, that's the main weakness of the armor, or of the ship. It's the armor plating. It's really bad. That's pretty much it, though. I mean, the guns are good. The consumables are alright for what, you know, for what your playstyle is. I mean, Hydro's fine. Spotter plane's perfect. The heal quick cooldown is wonderful, you know. But the armor just forces you to play this passive playstyle, and you have to play this passive playstyle, because if you play semi-aggressive, you will die very quickly. Keep in mind, you also burn for 60 seconds, because it is a cruiser, a big cruiser, because it has 310mm guns. It burns for 60 seconds with no ability to run fire prevention, so you have to also keep that in mind. So it's not just the armor, but it's also the weakness of burning a lot. That's also a bit unfortunate for the Azuma. I think we killed the GK here ourselves, hopefully. Nope. Lion gets the fire kill, unfortunate. It's okay. Let's try to start shooting the Bourgogne instead. And Bourgogne's a bit nicer to fight for us, even though he doesn't overmatch our middle. He will overmatch my aft, but luckily he doesn't overmatch my entire middle section like the GK did. And he didn't really shoot us, so we didn't really have to deal with that. But yeah. Let's try to farm the Bourgogne, I guess. We got 0 damage at salvo, not bad. Obviously, keep in mind, whatever I'm doing in the Azuma here, you could do in a Yoshino better, obviously. Quicker reload, more gun range, better armor. You know. The heal is of... I don't think the Yoshino heal is actually the 40-second cooldown heal. It's actually the normal duration, the normal cooldown heal. But, I mean, Yoshino makes up for it for having the better guns and the torpedoes on it. Even though the torpedoes are pretty memey, they can actually come in handy quite a fair amount of times. Especially if you just get a random torped and you get 20k damage from one torped. It's quite helpful, to be honest. 20k damage for free, right? So... And plus you can flood an area with torps. Triple fire on this Bourgogne right now. He's gonna DCP that. He did. Let's see if we can get a perma-fire. Oh, there's an Iwami too. That's nice. That's perfect for us. But yeah, we have to play this passive right now, because Iwami actually can overmatch me everywhere. We have to keep in mind. Because he does have 410mm guns. Which means he can overmatch me everywhere. I'm actually going to spotter plane this, because I prefer shooting like this. On this beach target. Fire permanent. Let's see if we can get another one. We got the ass fire. Personally, like, if you guys are wondering for an alternative to the Azuma, and that's free maybe that you want, obviously Yoshino, but if you wanted a tier 9, a good alternative, I think, personally, is the Drake. Why do I say this? Well, the Drake has really strong HE as well. It has decent range because it has a spotter plane. It doesn't have good range stock, but you get the spotter plane, which is still nice. But the biggest thing that makes up like it for Drake, I think, is the super heal. It gets us a super heal, right? Sure, I believe the armor is actually worse on the Drake, but the super heal is really nice for tier 9. Plus, it's free, so you don't actually have to waste any free XP to get it. I mean, obviously, unless you want to skip the grind, but if you just want to get it, it is available for free. You can just grind it manually, like in the tech tree, so that's also nice. I'm gonna gamer turn in front of the Bourgogne. I want to turn it in. Sadly, he's reload boostering me, so he's not really letting me do it, but I'm just gonna go for it because I'm bored running off the screen. Alright, we took minimal damage there. That's nice. Oh my, there's a Petro in our spawn. How did that happen? Uh-oh, that's really bad for us, actually. I think I gamer turn here. Even though it's risking myself to the Bourgogne, I'm gonna gamer turn because I don't want to die to the Petro. If I play aggressive on the Petro, I will guaranteed die. If he goes broadside to us, we can actually AP him. Azuma AP is actually quite good. It's quite good. It's not bad. Especially against like light targets, like tier 7s and stuff. You can do some pretty good damage with the AP. That's something I forgot to mention here, and obviously because everything's pretty much super angled that we're fighting. The AP is actually usable, so make sure if you're in a real game, well, like this, and you have broadsides to farm, do use AP, because it can be actually pretty useful. Well, now there's a cyclone, so we have to pretty much just wait. Okay, everyone's dying, so let's not die here. It's not worth. And the Bourgogne's gonna get spotted here very soon. Yeah. Let's try save our lion. Oh my, our lion got smashed, but we can trade the Bourgogne. Maybe. We're going DCP. We have to be careful of the Iwami. I'm trying to respect the Iwami right now. Because if he comes in on my broadside, I do die. The Bourgogne does die here. We'll get the C cap. Maybe we forget to fight the Iwami, I guess? I don't know. We'll see. There he is. Hello. I've been chasing you. I didn't know where you were. Found you. Hello. You're gonna go broadside to my Yamato? Die instantly? Or you're gonna angle to him and prolong your life? What are you gonna do? So he can overmatch me everywhere, I have to keep in mind. The return in, or I die right here. He probably torped me. I would load AP, but I think he's gonna angle by the next salvo I load it, so no real point. He's also going broadside to everyone. I think he's dead. Fire. I think we kill him with HE. No point risking anything. Oh, what? Carbon gets the gun? Wow, unfortunate. That's okay. Let's take a look at our score. So we ended up doing 153,000 damage, 1 kill, 129 shell hits, 11 fires, 14 resets, 1 cap solo, and then 9 secondary hits and 2 spotted ribbons. Team score, we got top of the team, 2.1k base XP. We'll be complimenting our Yamato, of course. Detailed report. Actually, I want to compliment our Lion because he actually did really well as well. And then for detailed report, we got 64k on the Bourgogne, 37k on the Kurfürst, 30k on the Iwami, 19k on the Petro, and 800 damage on the Takao. This is pretty much your standard playstyle in the Azuma, mostly HE damage. Of course, you can get AP damage, like I said, but in this match, we got HE damage. 531,000 credits, 10k XP, 1.5k free XP, and 11k commander XP. Back to port. Alright, so for my commander build, again, as a reminder, we have gun feeder, grease the gears, gun feeder, priority target, superintendent, concealment expert, survivability expert, adrenaline rush, and top grade gunner. In terms of equipment, I have main battery mod 3, concealment system mod 1, prop mod 1, aiming system mod 1, damage control system mod 1, and main armaments mod 1. Of course, you can of course run the Hydro, Search Mode 1, and the Spotter Plane Aircraft if you really want to. That's up to you and your personal preference. In terms of the price of the ship, Actually, let's start off with the statistics. So in terms of my statistics in the Azuma, if I were to actually load it up and check it out, and then scroll down and see if we can find Azuma. I always think, oh no, that's AL Azuma. Azuma. I've only played it 21 games, 76% win rate, and 120k average damage. So not too crazy. I average in Yoshino, I think it is around 160k. So if we were to take a look at the actual Yoshino, where is it? I don't know. But Yoshino is a tier higher with better guns, so obviously you're going to average higher numbers in it. There it is, I just saw it. This is my Yoshino average, 26 games, 165k average. So of course, Yoshino is going to average you higher numbers. You are playing against higher damage ships. And of course, it's easier to farm damage because the guns are better. But this is a tier 9, keep in mind. So that is my Azuma stats. For the armory price, as you know, Azuma is available for 3 prices. So we have the normal doubloon price, which is 19,300 doubloons. And you have the premium shop price, which is also, I think, the same price as always for these tier 9 ships, which is around, I think it's around like 63 euros if we were to check. Tier 9 cruiser, 63.49 as you can see. But it's also available for free XP, which is really and truly what you guys are interested in mostly, and I agree. That's what I bought my Azuma for, free XP, as you can see. So you can click here. Normally, if you don't own it, it's going to tell you 1 million free XP costs. You're going to buy it, if you want to buy it, of course. But yeah, that brings me on to, do I recommend the Azuma as a free XP ship? Personally, I think it's okay. I don't think it's better than Yoshino. Obviously, Yoshino is better. Even though it's a tier higher, it's still better tier for tier, I think. Azuma is alright. I think it's a very boring ship with a very one-dimensional playstyle in terms of like kiting because of its bad armor. So if you don't like that, being forced to walk away and to try to live and mitigate damage as much as possible, maybe look into getting something else. We can talk about A-Gear in the next video. I'm going to be covering A-Gear. But I personally, for free XP ships, like I said in the Groningen video, I recommend the Groningen for sure, first one. But if you do enjoy the playstyle of the Azuma that you saw this game, and you're ready to play it over and over and over again with the same playstyle, I mean, sure, get it. But keep in mind, obviously, this game isn't like, you know, exactly how you can play it. Obviously, in tier 7 games, you can play aggressive, but not overly aggressive. But you can still play aggressive and do some good damage with your AP and HE mix combination and stuff. It could be good in lower tier matches. But in tier 10, you have to play super conservative because that is what it is. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And I'll see you in the next one, which should be an A-Gear video, but we'll see. Big fan, and I'll see you in the next video.